Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you how you can be a really good setter. So I feel like the setter position is the most important one, and no shade to like the middles, the outsides of the world, you know. Because I played every position literally, and I think that the setter makes the world go round. Like, I feel like if you have a really good setter, it can make or break your team. I feel like a team is only as good as their setter. So let me show you a few drills that you can do at home by yourself to make sure that you're the best setter that you can possibly be. First off, let's talk about how you even know you should be a setter. Because say like you're younger or whatever, or like you're just new to volleyball and you don't have your position established. Usually this is like when I was coaching, like this is how I would kind of sort through people to see if they would make a good setter. So I would just run a setting drill. So I'd be like, okay, transition to the net. I'm gonna toss the ball and I want to see people set. Now I do this for a reason. I want to see who has the best hands, like maybe 1, 2, 3 girls who have the best hands, and I want to see what they do in like certain situations. So what I'll do, I'll give them a good toss at first, and then I'll see if they can set the ball. That's like the baseline. But then once I can see that okay, like they have a good hands naturally, I'm gonna throw them a little to the right, a little to the left, just to kind of see if they're kind of like a natural setter. So that's what I would do first. So honestly, if you feel like you have good setting hands, you have good ball control with your platform as well, and you think that you're a good leader, I would try being a setter. So let's talk about how to set. So first of all, you can start doing this without a ball. You don't need one, but if you do want one, there's always one linked in my bio. Setting is like an art form. Now, I know that recently in the collegiate level, they have, you know, done away with the double. It's just so ugly. So even though you can double the ball in college, don't. Please. I don't know if that's still true for like, you know, 12s through 18s, like high school, middle school, stuff like that. I'm not sure the rules for that, but college you can double now, which I think is just atrocious. So, you know, I'm gonna teach you how to set clean, and that's just it. So first you wanna work on your hand positioning when you're setting. So that is so important because once again, you don't wanna double and you want things to come out cleanly. Also, when you set clean, you have more control over where the ball is going directionally, so you can kind of have more control over how precise you are, you know exactly where you wanna put the ball instead of kind of hoping that you get it there. You know you're gonna get it there with the right technique. So let's start with our hands. So we are going to pretend like we are drinking a 1 liter Coke, Diet Coke, Mountain Dew, whatever you like. We're gonna pretend like we have a big 3 liter. I said 1 liter, 3 liter bottle, you know, like really big ones, right? So your hands are like this. Can you see that? Pretend like you're holding a big 3 liter Coke bottle. All right, now pretend that you're drinking it. You see where my hands are? My mouth is here. My hands are right here. My hands are right in front of my face. And I'm emulating like I'm drinking the big Coke bottle. Notice how my hands are in the perfect setting position right here. And my hands are nice and Coke bottle shaped, as you can see. Okay? So that is the first step. You want to get your hand positioning right. Now, you can take the ball a little bit higher up here. So you want to pretend like the Coke bottle is literally going to hit you in the face, right? You want to pretend like you're going to hit yourself in the face with the Coke bottle. Bam! That's how you have perfect hand position. Now let's talk about our fingers, okay? So we got the hand position down, right? But how your hands actually supposed to be, okay? So they're not going to be exactly like Coke bottle shaped, but they are going to be a little bit more like this, right? Because you want your hands to be ball shaped, because you don't want to come at the ball setting like this. This, you want it to be nice and ball shaped. Think of it as like you're creating like a mold for the ball to come back into and you're pushing it back out. That's the best way to describe that. Like my hands, right? Nice and ball shaped. Now let's talk about my thumbs, okay? My thumbs are like in triangles. So what you can do, you can make a triangle like this. So that's how you know that you have your perfect hand position, if you can do a triangle. Okay, you see that? Separate it, bam, ball shaped hands. Now let's talk about our fingers. Our fingers are not gonna be like this, this, okay? They're gonna be nice and ball shaped and firm. They're not gonna be super relaxed like this, but they're not gonna be super stiffed out like that, because that way you don't have any control over the ball, and that's never good. So your fingers wanna be nice and firm to where you can still kind of mold them around the ball and flick them, but you don't want them to be like, ooh, y'all heard that? Super locked out, but you don't want them to be also like cheese sticks, you know? You want them to be nice and soft but firm. Now, another thing we need to touch on is, roll up my sleeves, our wrist, okay? So when you're setting, right, my wrists are nice and firm. I'm flicking my wrist, but they're not completely breaking like that, but they're not super stiff either. Now, I firmly believe setting is all in the wrist. You know why? Because that is how you're gonna direct the ball. So say I want to set backwards, I'm gonna flick my wrist back. I'm not gonna do anything with my back. I'm not gonna do anything super crazy with my shoulders. It's all in your wrist. So say I wanna set to the outside pin and I'm facing that way. Flicking my wrist, right? That's also how you get speed on your set. So not every set is created the same. So say you're setting the outside and you wanna set a fast tempo ball, you have to shoot the ball, you have to flick your wrist. But if you're setting like a super high, loopy, slow ball, you really just have to really push through your body. There's not as much wrist action happening, you know? Now let's talk about how we should be standing when we're setting. This is very important. Very important. And for a little background, you guys, I started off as a setter. I feel like most people do, but I started off as a setter when I was like 12, 13, and I played setter until I was about 15, 16 years old. And then I just started hitting. So honestly, setting is such a good skill for anyone to learn, regardless if you want to be a libero, an outside, a middle. I think everyone needs to know how to set. So I want you guys to focus on the lower half of my body. Okay, so how we're gonna be setting the ball. You don't wanna be like in a squat when you're setting, that's extremely awkward, but you also don't wanna be locked out, knees locked out in setting. You wanna be nice and athletic. The ball's coming from over your shoulder, you're ready to set it. You wanna step to the ball, set. So once again, the ball's coming, step to the ball, set. I'm in a nice athletic stance, my knees are a little bent, and I can go left, right, up, down, you know, I can go whatever way because I'm in an athletic stance. Now, if I'm just like this, waiting for the ball to come, that's lazy, you should not do that. Now, have I done that? Yes, because I'm guilty as charged. I wouldn't say not to do it if I haven't already done something of that nature. All right, let's try setting again. So the ball's coming, we're gonna step to the ball and set through the ball. Now, you wanna use your legs when you're setting. That is the key to setting at a distance, okay? So, step through, not that deep, okay? I'm just over-exaggerating it for you, but how it would naturally come is just, and the younger you are, the more legs you'll have to use, which is perfectly fine just because you're not that strong yet, but you'll get there. Now, another tip that I would give is one my coach gave me when I was 12 years old, and that is to Superman on the ball. So that means that, you know, Superman in the movies is like, and you know, he's always holding that stupid pose. Right, okay. So the ball's coming. After you set the ball, you want to practice holding your finish until it hits its target. I know that might be annoying. You might be like, Jacoby, why would I do that? Trust me, it builds such a good habit of actually holding your finish. It helps with your accuracy, and honestly, it's just a good thing to build a good habit like that. So the ball's coming over your shoulder, set the ball, hold your follow through. Also, I want you to note when I was doing the approach to the ball, notice how I was stepping through the ball. That's how you get the ball super far. Same for if you want to set back. You need to use your legs. It's not all in your back. And I feel like that's a common misconception people see on the internet. Like, oh, like this girl can back set, but she like literally breaks her back to freaking go behind her. That's not what you want to do. For many reasons. One, it's uncomfortable. Two, it's a really bad habit. And three, that makes you predictable. So if I'm a blocker, say I'm an outside hitter and I'm a blocker and I see and I know a girl is gonna set the ball like this every time she goes back, that's easy money at that point. You know why? Because I'm not even going to bother with the middle blocker and the right side hitter on the other team because I know who she's setting the ball to. So I'm just gonna be like, yep, and go block the ball because I don't have to guess where the ball is gonna go because I already know because she has a dead giveaway when she sets back. All right. Now, I have my handy dandy trusty ball. Now let's get into some setting drills. Okay, so I know what people are probably most interested in is probably jump setting and back setting, but we're gonna save that for the end because you need to master, okay, you need to master your technique. That's just how it is, unfortunately. So we're just gonna toss to ourselves and work on our hand contact. This is the beauty of setting is that you can practice it anywhere, literally anywhere. So we're just gonna set to ourselves continuously and try to keep it going. If you can't, just catch it and then keep going. Sorry if my lighting is going in and out. I'm relying on the sunlight and you know, the sun is not always reliable. See, it's dark right now. I don't know why. La 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 la. So that's one good drill to practice your hand contact. Another thing you can do is just toss the ball and catch it in a nice, good high position like this, and that's just a great way to practice taking the ball high because you don't want to set the ball super low because the hitter is not going to be able to hit something that's low, okay? So in my opinion, as a hitter, I'd rather get set too high than too low because at least I can do something with it if it's above me, but if it's below me on my chest, what can I do? You know, what can I do with that? So you want to focus on taking the ball at a high contact point. So toss the ball, catch, and just practice having the ball right above your forehead. And one way you can check yourself is by when you toss it, right? And you want to check that you caught it in the right position, bring it down to your head, and if it hits your forehead, like the top part of your forehead, like you're good. That's how you know your hands are in the right place. Now, if the ball is gonna hit you on your nose, your hands are too low. If it hits you on top of your head, your hands are too high, right? So you wanna be right in the middle on the top of your forehead near your hairline. Now, another way you can practice your setting is by walking back and forth. So we're gonna walk. Sorry, the lighting sucks. And try to keep the ball going. If you can't, just catch it and start again. So we're gonna start back here. And then we're gonna turn around, keep the ball going. And one thing I will say, these setting drills will get tiring and they do work out your arms. So just so you know, if you need a break, take a little break, but then get back to it. Okay, another fun one you can do involves sitting down. This is one of my favorites because I can just sit down. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna lay down, okay? And you're gonna set right above your face. This practices just being able to control the ball, because if you don't, it will literally hit you right in the face. So that gives you incentive to, you know, keep your hands high and to keep the ball going. But once again, if you can't, catch it, deep breath, and then go again. This one's so much fun because I'm laying down, it's comfortable, but I'm still getting my touch on the ball. It's great. Also, you never know when you'll actually need to do this. Like if you watch professional volleyball, a play like this just happened. Like a setter literally set the ball from on the ground in this exact position. It was crazy. Also, if you're not watching professional volleyball, what are you doing? I'll do a whole video on the different leagues you can watch. Literally, it's free on YouTube. Like, y'all need to be watching it. It's so much fun. It's so hype. I love every second of it. Another fun little drill that you can do sitting down is practicing your one-handed setting. Now, this is just kind of like a last-ditch emergency move kind of thing that you don't really want to do all the time, but sometimes you just have to. A good example of this is Mia Twiniga. If you watch Professional Volleyball Federation or PVF Volleyball, she's on Atlanta Vibe. She's their setter. I forgot what number she wears, but she's their setter, and she is like the queen, okay, of one-handed setting. She's so talented, so highly suggest watching her in the Atlanta Vibe. Love them. But you just practice your touch on the ball like this. Get some spin on the ball, you know, or not. And notice how I'm not lifting the ball. Like the ball's not sitting in my hand, right? It's still like a nice set, but it's just with one hand. So let's practice with our left because I was with my dominant hand. So this one's a little bit more rough. But once again, you never know. You never know. Ooh, ooh. Now let's talk a little bit about back setting and then we'll put everything together at the end. So back setting is so much fun once you master it. Now you kind of have to be advanced, in my opinion, to back set because you need to have really good court awareness. So meaning that I know that if I go on a court and I set, I know exactly where it's going to go and I know it's going to be exactly where it needs to be because I've done it 1,000 million trillion times. And that's just how you get good at volleyball, is repetition. So that's how I know I can hit a target without even looking at it because I've done it so many times. So that's one way that you can practice, is just by watching this video over and over and over again. No, I'm kidding, but seriously. Sorry. No, I'm kidding, but one way you can get really good at this is just practicing back setting over and over and over again until you master it. And guys, it's okay to fail. I failed so many times in my life, you know, like it's normal, it's healthy, and it helps you, in my opinion. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna toss the ball in front of us, right? And then we're gonna practice flicking our wrist backwards. And notice how I caught the ball because we're practicing our wrist motion. So toss, catch, flick back. Toss, catch, flick back. That hit my head. Toss, catch, flick back. Notice how my wrists are flicking backwards. All right, now let's put it all together. Let's do a little back set. So we're gonna toss, set. I'm gonna try to hit the doorknob. The doorknob's right here. See if I can hit it. That was not even close. Ooh, closer. We're getting closer. Nailed it. There we go. Yeah, that's just an easy way to practice back setting. And if you want to target, you could put like a little pillow down or something like that. I just have no regard for my door, so I don't really care if I hit it or not. That's why I didn't put anything down. But yeah. Now let's put everything that we have learned together and do some setting frontwards. So I'm not gonna set towards the camera because I love my camera. So we're going to toss, set. Notice how my right foot is ahead of my left. That's just because I'm just more comfortable that way. But some people set completely square. Some people do it, you know, it's kind of preference at that point, but that's just what I like to do. So I'm tossing, stepping through the ball, and I'm setting. So toss, step, set. Toss, step, set. This is so much fun, especially when you're setting at a distance. It's so much fun to like hit a target or kind of challenge yourself, and you know, it's fun that way. So make it a game. It's really just fun. So toss, step, set. All right, guys, and that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in learning how to jump set, let me know. Let a girl know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.